Hi lovelies and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Stronad and here is Bellistic G's where I spill it all. Guys, don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you'll be the first person to be notified. So
The passport bros are finding themselves on the wrong side of the fuck around and find out curve. And there's this great irony to it, because these are the same kinds of men that will claim the reason why they go to countries like Colombia and the Philippines, Thailand, Brazil, is because the women there are different than American women, as if the women in any one country are a monolith. But their problem isn't with American women and American women's values or lack of traditional femininity. Their problems with the exchange rate. So it's ironic that they claim to not want transactional relationships when all they have to offer is their wallet. When all you have to offer is your money, you will only attract people that are interested in your money. So the passport bros are finding themselves on the wrong side of the fuck around and find out curve. And there's this great irony to it, because these are the same kinds of men that will claim the reason why they go to countries like Colombia and the Philippines, Thailand, Brazil. So the passport bros are finding themselves on the wrong side of the fuck around and find out curve. And there's this great irony to it, because these are the same kinds of men that will claim the reason why they go to countries like Colombia and the Philippines, Thailand, Brazil is because the women there are different than American women, as if the women in any one country are a monolith. But their problem isn't with American women and American women's values or lack of traditional femininity. Their problem's with the exchange rate. So it's ironic that they claim to not want transactional relationships when all they have to offer is their wallet. When all you have to offer is your money, you will only attract people that are interested in your money.
Well, the sad tragedies of things that are happening to the passport bros when they go to countries like Colombia, they're being unalived. Well, these headlines are starting to leak into the mainstream news. And I look at this from a different point of view because my own father was one of the original passport bros and he was like an expat. I went with him on his travel adventures. We were originally going to go to Rio de Janeiro for him to complete medical school, but the plans fell through for that and we wound up in Havana, Cuba. We initially lived in swanky hotels and my dad met a beautiful Cuban woman who she was like a little second mother to me. And I was enrolled in school where I lived in school during the week and came home during the weekends. Another thing I remember was the nightlife, because over in Cuba, it was just normal for me to go to nightclubs, or they called them cabarets, with my dad. So I was like at the Copacabana and watching all the showgirls with the feathers, and it was just normal. Now, my dad has a slick mouth. On a couple of occasions, he was about to be unalived. Now, I went into begging mode. I pled and cried and begged for the men not to unalive him with the pow-pows, and it worked 2 occasions. Now, shifting gears, going back to this passport bro situation, I want to say that we need to really research and understand the cultures that we are visiting, and more importantly, we need to understand their spiritual systems. This can be life or death. And it's sad that if the intentions for the travel are sex tourism, I have observed in my travels, some brothers look like they're taking advantage of poor women and in some cases children. I know it is a very uncomfortable truth, but I have observed things. I have passport stamps too. So without understanding some of this stuff, it does connect to spiritual things, because there is something called sex magic. And a lot of people in other cultures are engaging in these things. They are doing this with a purpose and another intent. And for the person who doesn't understand, is it worth losing your soul? But also, we all have to answer to the things that we're doing. It's not going to be hidden anymore. And we need to just take heed and be very serious about the condition of our soul. Just a warning in love.
Passport bro math is when a guy leaves a Western country because apparently all Western women are gold diggers. But then when he gets to that third world country, the first thing he does is he leads with his wallet and starts flexing his money to these girls in said countries. And the reason why I'm giving you guys a hard time on this one is because there's been an uptick of crimes lately, specifically in Colombia, where girls are now targeting these kinds of passport bros, where they come thinking that they're going to get lucky and they flex their money at the clubs and the resorts, and then they get baited into going on a Tinder date back to their place. So we've had about 8 cases over the last couple of months that were made public, and one of them was actually from a German dude who supposedly lost almost 15,000 euro worth of cryptocurrencies thanks to the theft, as well as his phone and other personal belongings. He had to make a YouTube video and basically beg for money online just to get enough to go back home, essentially, through these donations. So this guy literally got cleaned out thinking he was going to get lucky in Colombia. All these cases coming out, one has to think, right? There must be a lot of unreported cases that men don't want to report because they feel too shameful to admit that they got so desperate for female attention that they tried to go to one of these countries and ended up fucking around and finding out the hard way. I mean, shit, man, even the US federal government stepped in telling people not to use Tinder in Colombia. So if it's starting to get that bad in Colombia, I'm sure this trend is going to start spreading into other countries. So you better watch out if you happen to be one of those guys thinking that they're going to get lucky by just flexing their wallet and green card or whatever. Now, I'm not entirely against the passport bro movement. If you have the means to go abroad and stay there permanently by either retirement, or you just happen to have your own business that allows you to work remote and you intend on keeping the girl in her home country, then by all means, man, go for it. You have my blessing. This is specifically for the 95% of guys who call themselves passport bros and do it just because they can't get any girls in the States or in the Western world. So they have to go to these other countries to flex their money and try to get attention from females that way. That shit is not kosher. But yeah, if you're in that 5% of guys who can actually live abroad full time, then by all means, man, go for it. If you're a salty passport bro that's watching this, you're probably trying to cope by thinking, man, this guy is simping so hard for American women. But if you take a look at one of my pinned Tinder videos, it'll show you what my Tinder experience looked like back in 2022. And that was when the whole male loneliness thing was starting to become a hot topic. So if that was my experience on Tinder as a guy looking for girls in Los Angeles, by the way, one of the hardest motherfucking dating markets for men, there's a lot of competition there for guys, then why the fuck would I have to pander to anybody if I don't have any problems meeting girls? And it's been that way since 2018. I've been in the game for a good 5+ years now, so I have no need to try and simp for anybody, even in the US. Just get better, stop with the excuses. This whole passport bro thing for 95% of you guys is one of those get rich quick schemes, but for fucking dating. Just get over it, work on yourself. If I can do it, you can too.
You know what the best thing about the passport bros is? That women have came out and said, yeah, we're joining this movement. Women have been like, yeah, I left the country to find my husband. That's how I got the man I'm with today. Or women being like, I'm joining you guys. I'm leaving the country now to go find me a husband. And they're mad. They're making hate videos. They're just gonna be like, well, you're just mad. No American man wants you. Why are y'all mad that women are doing it too?
So it's come to my attention that they are unaliving the passport bros down in Colombia. So let me just make sure I have this straight, Demarius. You thought that you was going to take your ass down to South America on a flight powered by Massage Noir to go sexually exploit the locals, and there would be no consequences? You just really thought you was going to go scout a wife maybe to bring back and you could further shit on black women and live your life happily ever after and nobody was going to say nothing and nothing was going to happen to you? And here's the thing, when the unthinkable does happen, do you think the Popo in Colombia is going to waste time and resources trying to figure out what happened to your black ass? Sound like Big Mama and them going to be having a memorial with no body and no answers. How dreadful. Remember a few weeks ago I told y'all that 24 was going to be the year of action and reciprocity and things are going to be exposed? This fuck around and find out season. Now, I don't want anybody to lose their lives. Well, that's not true. I don't want most people to lose their lives. But this... what you want me to say?
It's like, seriously, lovelies, like, seriously, this passport bros of a thing that's been a trend. Like, it has been a trend for a long time, whereby some group of men or some group of men will realize that, okay, they cannot get a suitable person wherever they are living. They decided to, travel abroad to get something that they feel is more better of what they have at home. And the funny part is that these people, they'll live this particular kind of women, and when they travel abroad, they will still meet such kind of women. Like, they tend to say that, okay, women of where they are coming from are not good enough for them, are loud, that this or that, so they want to go out there to look for this, inferior women that they can, control and all of that. But they end up going overseas to meet exactly the same person or the same kind of category of women that they are running away from. Like, who is actually feeling her? Like, I am not disputing the fact that you cannot get love anywhere. Like, love can find you anywhere, but there is some group of passport bros who have, you have seen this as a means of, as a means of Ponzi scheme, as a means of, okay, let me just use this money that I have, then go to these naive countries or these underdeveloped countries and go, trick those girls and have it wherever I want to have it with, or have it whatever way I want to have it with, or maybe flash by my wealth or something, and have whatever type of woman you want to have. There are some people with they call passport bros that does this. They have taken this as their own major life, like what they just enjoy doing. But the thing is that there is something that you can just do and get away with, and now these people that you think that they are not wise, they are naive, or they are local or something, that is something that you can just go right on and come out, they are now getting wiser and trying to rip you guys because of all this mentality that you guys have. Seriously, like, when I saw that the one that happened that got 8 people injured and all of that, when someone even lost his life at the process, I just keep asking myself, like, is it that this man just woke up in the morning, dressed up and decided to go to Colombia, and he got there, used any dating app to get a woman of his choice? Like, how would you just do that? How would you just do that without even thinking of your security? Like, your security should be the one thing first before even trying to indulge in something like that. And because of the way these people see maybe people of the undeveloped world as people that is not civilized, so they feel that security is not all that important. Where they see the color of my card or my passport, they will just keep on following me up at that. But realizing that these people that you feel that they are local people or people that is not exposed are now beginning to know what is happening. They not know what you guys are doing. They not know what is actually a trend to this particular kind of passport bros. Like, even if you want to get someone, you should do that. You should be out to take care of it. Like, you should think about security first. These people that you think that they are naive, they are not developed, these people are beginning to see what you guys are doing. Like, a lot of passport bros just go there just to, like, feel on top of the world, and these people are catching all the jokes, all the things. and they're not more taking it lightly. I'm not, disputing the fact that, oh my God, what they are doing is nice, but we, like, seriously, you need to think about this all through. You need to think about it. A lot of people are just, using it as, some people caricature, everybody's laughing about it, some people like blaming. Yeah, we should pass all those blames, but like, let's also think about this thoroughly. Your security should come first. Even if you want to play, you should come first. You should not, because of your, whatever you want to experience, to just lose yourself because you feel that, okay, I'm in a place where I can run whatever what I want to run. So far, I'm just going to flash my passport on their face or flash the money I have in my wallet on their face. They will just go with me. Like, it does not work anymore. It doesn't work this time around. This was what was working before. These people you're running to, they are now strategizing. They are now seeing it as if you guys are using that. Like, they keep asking themselves, is it that these people are running down to this place? Is it that they don't have women where they're coming from? They keep asking themselves this question, and you guys have given them room to strategize, to use other means, because they see most of you as people that is greedy. Like, seriously, when I saw this, I felt for the family. I don't like this other second woman that stitched her video. She was saying a story, or trying to tell us how her father was one of those passport bros, and she gave her own stories on how they actually came for her father. She have to start begging. Do you think that these people that you are taking their women away from are even happy? You go to these places and try to date these women without even realizing that this woman might probably have a man in her life, and this man might just want to hurt you and just want to comfort you. Whoever can tell what actually went wrong? Like, seriously, the world is a scary place, and we should be very, very careful. We should be able to be responsible for ourselves. Enough of this passport thing. Enough of this thing. This level have casted. You have been found out. You have been found out. Seriously, we should use another strategy. There are so many ways you can go around this by using all these kind of measures. They'll just end up you losing your life. And now the USA have cautioned so many people the way they use dating apps, especially in Colombia. Colombia is no more the way it used to be. Everyone is just wising up. People are being strategic. Like, oh my goodness, seriously, we are ought to be very responsible for ourselves. Enough already. Like, seriously, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think? And do not forget that this page does not support any form of harassment, bullying, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes. So please share this video, subscribe to my channel if you're yet to do that, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and I will see you lovelies when I upload my next video.